So today I'm going to show a short video on how to design your own mini pillow project. So as the directions show, step number 1, I designed a front as well as a back for my mini pillow. You are required for a front only. You may be allowed to do the back. Depends on time though. You need at least 2 design patterns to pin to the front. Again, I will see if there is time for you to do anything on the back. You may plan for it, but you may not be able to sew it. Step number 2, what I did was I prepared and cut out my paper patterns. I cut away from whatever the pattern I chose. So you can see the footprint that I chose and then the letters. It's very important that you cut away from the actual design as shown in the picture and this video. Step number 3, I then had a white piece of felt and then I pinned those patterns to the white piece of felt in the picture on the left in step number 3. And then as well in step number 4, once I cut them out, you can see that the paper patterns are still on. And then I moved on to step number 4. So step number 4, once I've cut out all my designs, I then took the paper patterns off and then pinned the felt patterns on to my piece of felt. Again, my paw print is on the front of my mini pillow and the word Lou is on the back. So at that point, what I did, and you're gonna see in a moment, is I sewed the paw print and I also sewed the letters L-O-U for Lou, which is the name of my dog, or short name for my dog. My dog's name is Louie, as many of you know. So this is what I did. So it's a little hard to see, however, I chose the paw print, I chose the overcast stitch. Sorry, my lighting. I'm trying to do this at home, I'm trying to get the proper lighting. So you can see I did the overcast on this portion and then I chose to do the running stitch all here. So that is the 2 different stitches. So you can use either the back stitch, the running stitch, or the overcast stitch. So you need at least 2 things on the front. I actually have 5 things, okay? And I chose to use the overcast here and the running stitch here. Now because I have time and I'm the teacher, I then chose the words Lou on the back, okay? And I chose to use the back stitch on those letters. At this point, I wish I had somebody to hold my camera, but I'm gonna have to pin this together now, okay? So what we're gonna do is these are our good sides, right? We're actually gonna put our good sides on the inside. So when you pin this together, you're gonna see the bad sides. Why? Because what's gonna happen is you're gonna sew around 3 sides using the blanket stitch, and then you're gonna take it from inside out like a t-shirt, okay? So I'm gonna stop the video for a moment because I'm a one-woman show. I'm gonna pin this and I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so now I'm actually ready to pin, right? So this is step number 7. So remember, my good sides are inside. I'm gonna take 4 pins. I'm gonna go through both pieces of felt. I'm gonna pin one side. I'm gonna take and go through both pieces of felt and pin a second side. I'm gonna try to make sure it's nice and even on all the sides. There's my 3rd pin. And then my 4th pin, okay? And then I have a needle that has been threaded and knotted. And you are going to be using, the blanket stitch to sew your mini pillow together. So like I said, you're going to sew 3 sides. We're going to take it from inside out. We would then stuff it, and then you would sew the last side after stuffing it. So what you're going to do is start with the blanket stitch. I hope I'm getting this on the video because I can't see what I'm doing. If you can see my setup here. So I'm going to go through both pieces. And now it's very important you keep your blanket stitch small and close together, because then when you stuff it, you don't want your stuffing to come out. So I'm a righty. Remember, I always say start on the right hand side if you're a righty, the left hand side if you're lefty. I'm going to go through the loop from the right, and I'm going to continue. If you started on the left, you would go through the loop from the left. And I'm going to go around 3 sides. So again, I like to use my finger. It's very important you have nice, small, even stitches, and you make sure you're going through both pieces of felt. Now, if perhaps you form a loop or anything, there's no worries, because remember, you're not going to see any of this, all right? Because eventually we're going to flip it from inside out. So I'm going to continue to sew, and then I'll show you once I get to the 3rd side. Okay, so I have now sewn the blanket stitch with very small stitches around 3 sides of my mini pillow. At this point, I am going to be, I believe, on step number 9. I'm going to take all 4 pins out. You can see this looks like a mess right now, right? Remember, if I have loops, I don't care about any of that. And I want to go 3 sides, and then I'm going to be very careful, and I won't do this for you, okay? You're going to take it from inside out, and I'm going to push and be very carefully. I'm going to go around all the edges. I'm going to push out without making a hole, and I'm going to see, hopefully, I don't have any holes, okay? So if I made my stitches small and close together, I shouldn't have any holes. So when I said a mini pillow, I mean a mini pillow, okay? But at least you're able to make something, okay? And we'll have to see if Louis actually likes his little mini pillow. I'll have to bring him into the video maybe, okay? So I go all around. This is what it's supposed to look like. I use yellow thread. I try to use yellow thread hoping you're going to be able to see it, but I don't think I chose the best color. You're just using whatever color thread I've given you due to the circumstances. Okay, and there we go. There's my 3 sides, and I'm going to take, so remember, I don't have any, let me just fix this one little corner. Okay. Perfect. Looks like Mrs. Sauer did a great job. She's got nice, small, even stitches. Good thing. That would not be nice if your own teacher had holes in there. All right, then we're going to take our stuffing. I always say take small pieces, okay? And you really want to get into those corners. All right, so I'm going to take some small pieces. You don't want to overstuff it either. I'm going to get all into those corners first. All right, I want to feel that there's stuffing there. Again, I'm going to take some other small pieces. I hope you're able to see this. I don't know how this is working out. And I'm going to just keep taking little pieces. You don't want to just take one big thing. Trust me. That's even too big. I'm going to go a little bit at a time. Again, I want to make sure that I have it in those corners first. I'm going to just keep pushing. Pushing, because I want to feel. I'm going to end up feeling that. I'm going to keep going more. Then I'm going to work my way towards the middle. I should have given you, if I gave you a bag, plenty of stuffing. So again, if you have anything left over, I would really appreciate any of the sewing supplies to be returned to me, as they do have to be used again by other students. Okay, so if you have any leftover supplies, please make sure you give them to me. Return them back to the middle school. All right, so looking good. Look at this. Louis gonna love his little pillow. He'll probably put it right in his mouth. Okay, but see how it's going? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna pin it. And we're gonna continue with the blanket stitch. But when you restart the blanket stitch, you're gonna have to hide your knot now. So I'm probably gonna put a little bit more stuffing in. So what I'm gonna do is push this down. I still have my pins available. I'm gonna push that knot in. And I like to sew the middle of it last, okay? So then I could get more stuffing into those corners. So I'm gonna probably take 1 or 2 pins. So I'm gonna pin, not right on the edge because I'm gonna be sewing there. So I'm going through both pieces because I have all that stuffing in there. I'm gonna push it down. Get that knot inside because you don't want your knots to show. I'm going to push it down and then I'm going to bring it back up, okay? Looking pretty good, looking pretty good. And now I've rethreaded and knotted my needle. Now this is where things are different. This is very, very important because you don't want your knot to show. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through just the top piece of felt in the corner of my blue, the front of my mini pillow. I'm going to then push my knot inside and then I'm going to go do the blanket stitch, but now I'm going to go through both pieces. So I'm going to come from the back. I'm going to go a little bit over onto my other side, and I really want to make sure I want to get those knots pushed in because I don't want that showing. So as much as I don't want to have to do this, I'm going to fix this. I'm going to take the pin out and push these knots in further because I don't want them showing. So that took me, what, 2 seconds? And I fixed it. Whoops, and look what I did. I pinned. I pinned my thread. Okay. So remember, I'm a righty. I push my knot inside. Now I'm going to go over, right? I'm going to go through both pieces. And I'm going to continue with my blanket stitch. Now, if I just came through the back, my knot would show. But my knot is now hiding. So now you have to be careful. Oh no, Louis barking downstairs. This is called live videotaping, and whatever happens in the background happens. So now we don't want to form any type of loop. Now I pulled it from way up here, like I've been telling my students not to, because that's how you form loops. So I'm just gonna quickly just fix that. He must know that I'm making him something up here. And then I'm gonna pull it tight, okay? And then I'm just gonna continue. Pull, 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 pull. Go through that loop. Remember, try to pull it, whoops, pull it from down here. So what I like to do is sew each corner and then go in and try to stuff it. But I think I'm just going to continue going. Uh-oh. No. Not the good, not the good. Not the good. I'm doing what I shouldn't be doing, so I got a little bit of a mess here. So let me just do my surgery. I'm in the OR with myself this time. Oh boy. This is sour. What is going on? I definitely do not want to restart this video, so I'm going to try. There we go. Okay, I'm going to go like this, and then I'm going to do what I tell you guys to do and to pull it. All right, so I'm going to continue sewing. So I don't know what I'm going to do. So sometimes I usually go here, all the way to here and end it, and then I'll restart and go over here. But I think I have enough stuffing. I'm going to just keep going, and then I'm going to take some stuffing and stuff it, but I don't want the video to be too long, so I'm going to stop it for a moment because it is important now too where you end with your knot. I usually have you go through a stitch, so you will I will show you in a moment what to do. Okay, so I've sewn like almost half of that last side, and I feel like I need a little bit more stuffing. So I'm just gonna take a little bit more stuffing. So I have stuffing in this corner here. I'm just gonna push that in a little bit. I'm gonna actually go with a little bit more. And then I'm gonna just continue. I'm just holding it tight now with that blanket stitch. Go through that loop. Keep going. And what I really want to show you is how to end. And again, because I have a camera in between me, I am not doing this properly right now, because I really should be pulling from down here so I don't get any loops. But you can see, I hope, how small my stitches are. Now you're going to notice that one side, this last side, looks a little different than the other sides, okay? And there's nothing you can do about that, because we had to stuff it and we inverted it. We took it from inside out as well. So I have a little loop here, so I'm just gonna go back with my needle. And I'm gonna try to fix that and pull that. And I just have a few more stitches to go. I mean, I could put a pin back in there right now, but because I can't and I don't want to have to stop the video, I'm not going to. But if you're in school, you may want to pin it. I actually feel like I need a little bit more stuffing as well, so I think I'm going to grab in a moment a little bit more stuffing as well. But I got to figure out where my loop is right now. Oh boy. Let's see. My God, my husband has the heat cranking. I have the heater coming from my ceiling right now. It's a little hot. He must be cold. I had to have my son close his door. I said I was doing a video because he's in playing Xbox, yelling at the TV or the screen or the monitor or whatever the heck he's on. I needed some peace and quiet. It's like I feel like I'm in school with that air blowing while I teach. All right. Oh no, I said I was going to add some stuffing, but you know what? I think I'm good. Let's see if I could get a little in there. So, or something like this. Yeah, I guess I can't. Oh well. It's fine. It's well stuffed. I could just push some of this. So this is where I really want to show you guys, because you want to try to hide your knot. So what I do is I go through one of my stitches, because it's going to be the same color thread anyways. So I'm going to get right into this corner here. And remember, you're going to need to have enough thread, because if you don't, you're not going to be able to make that ending loop knot. And of course, on my last one, I almost got a loop there. Wow, look at that. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, hopefully you can see. So this is the front of my pillow. This is my back. So, right? Oh yeah, no, this is the front. Well, I guess either side could be the front or the back. So I'm just going to go through. Hopefully you could see. I don't know. You could do this anyway. The knot is going to be so small. So I'm going to just go through one of my stitches. Pull, 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 pull. I'm going to see which way this goes. Remember, if I just go through the loop, I'm not going to get a knot. So I'm going to go around and through it, and I'm going to pull it tight. I know we always do that 3 times. I'm going to try to only do it 2, because I don't want to see those knots, and pull it tight. And then you really want to make sure you do not cut your knot. And there we go. I got a little of the stuffing. So there's my paw print. Looks nice. I did a good job. And then there's the word Lou. Maybe I should try to call him up. Let me try to grab him first. I may have to stop this first, all right? We'll see if Louie Lou likes it. All right, so here we go. Here's Louie. Let's see if he likes the little mini pillow I made him. Lou, look at your pillow. Oh, he's licking his chops. You like it? Look, it's your little paw print, Lou. Look, Lou. Yeah, nope. Yeah, that's why it's... Yeah, I guess he does like it. You like it, Louie Lou? 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 You like it? His tail's wagging. I think he likes it. So hope you guys enjoy the mini pillow project. And the video too. And of course, Louie Lou.